Do men have to keep the clothing above the ankle, and if so, why?
It's just amazing question, very interesting, and you can say a controversial question also, because this issue now is causing big problems, big frictions between the family members, between very close friends and relatives, you know, because according to some of the scholars, contemporary as well as the scholars in the past, wearing the clothes above the ankle, so that is fard. Fard means it's the same as praying 5 times a day, fasting in Ramadan and paying zakat, going to Hajj, as well as wearing it above the ankle. So that is fard. Okay, so according to good number of scholars, actually big number of scholars, unfortunately. And the second opinion says it is prohibited if you do it to express your arrogance. So if you do it not because of the reason of arrogance, so then it is not prohibited but disliked if you live in the city where there are a lot of filths on the ground, because when you are wearing some clothes longer than beneath your ankles, for example, so you will be hitting the ground, and there are filth on the ground. So you may just hit filth by your clothes, and you will be praying, but your prayer is not valid. So that is the thing.
Reasons.
Yeah. So because of that, okay. But then, what is the actual, you can say, proofs of this disagreement? So we have many ahadith. So once Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu says that once I was just walking, someone was just pulling me from my clothes just behind, and then just I looked back, and it was Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. So he told me, why you would not make your clothes a bit higher than your ankle? Don't you look at mine, and don't you imitate me? So Rasulullah was saying, and then Ibn Umar says, I looked at his pants, okay, at his izar, and then I found it up to the middle of his shin, okay, into that. So anyway, so that's why they say, and the command of Prophet Muhammad is it will necessitate following, means it's compulsory to follow. So it means according to that, and even they have written like whole book, okay, and the book is actually called that Islamic compulsion is to wear the clothes up to the half of the shin. Okay, so even if you pronounce this word in Arabic, so people will react to it. Some certain groups will react. So nisfu saq, half of the shin, up to the half of the shin. Okay. So, and they, especially young people in our time, they do practice it also. So when you will see them practicing, like wearing clothes above the ankle, so straight away you understand. So, means according to them, it is a religious ritual to wear the clothes underneath of the ankle. Okay, and the second group, they do have also a big list of proofs. Okay, and one of the main proofs is once Rasulullah ﷺ was explaining that dragging the clothes on the ground to express the arrogance, that is prohibited. So then Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu, who was there, so he said, Ya Rasulullah, I have this problem in which my clothes don't hold, okay, it doesn't stay on my body. You know, some waist. Type of people, yeah, some type of people, they do not have, so it just carries on falling down. So then Rasulullah ﷺ said, you do not do that because of your arrogance. You're not arrogant, so you don't do it because of that. So in here, Rasulullah is perfectly explaining the reason. Arrogance. Okay? So means, if you do it to express your arrogance, if you do it because of arrogance, so means that is the prohibited. So prohibition is applicable on you. But if you don't do it because of that, okay, so means it is the prohibition is not applicable on you. Okay, so then two comments from my side. One comment, first comment is, we have one group, unfortunately Hanafi, so they say it means the exemption is only for Abu Bakr. I say they're taking it too far. Means, because, so does it mean that in whole Muslim nation, the Muslim nation about which God says, Kuntum khayra ummah, everyone is arrogant except Abu Bakr? Is that what it means? And in this nation, we have this guy called Imam Ali, not easy man, you know. We have got this guy called Umar. Okay, we have got these people called Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, such glorious people. Does it mean that all of them are arrogant and only Abu Bakr is humble? It's just strange analogy. Okay, obviously rejected. Okay, weak, rejected, useless analogy. So that's the first comment. The second comment is, in Usul al-Fiqh, we have this principle which says any hukum, any ruling attached to some reason, so that ruling will be changing by the reason changing. Okay, so the main reason for prohibition of wearing the clothes above the ankle is arrogance, means we say anyone who wears short clothes to express arrogance, so he is committing sin also. So the main reason is the arrogance. Okay, so that is another thing. And maybe the very last thing to comment on your question is, just my question to you. So for example, now we wear pants in the UK. So is wearing long pants underneath of your ankle, so do people do it to express the arrogance?
No.
It does not mean that, isn't it? Okay, so, or have you seen anyone, millionaire for example, okay, wearing pants, and do you know underneath of, so it is just falling behind, do you know the part of his ankle, just he's dragging it on the ground. Have you seen anyone?
No.
It's silly. It is silly. Okay, but it used to be the habit or costume of Arabian Peninsula when Rasulullah used to live. People would do it. People would actually drag their clothes behind them to just show the arrogance, to show that they're superior, okay, superiority above the people. But now they don't do it out of arrogance. But actually, I saw and I know many people who wear their clothes up to the half of the shin to show that they are the sons of God and they are the saints and they are the shuyukh of Islam. I say, actually, they are committing this sin of wearing long clothes. Because regardless, now when Rasulullah explained the reason of prohibition, now regardless what you do, as long as you are doing that act or opposite to it because of that reason which Prophet ﷺ clarified, you are getting that sin. So that's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.